Hey everyone, this is one of my favorite chapters in the book. It's called Harness Your Bravery. And the inspiration for this chapter has to do with a word that an painting teacher gave me in Costa Rica. I found a flyer to do an intuitive painting class, and I didn't know what to expect, but I signed up for it. I walked down this dirt path and found her house, and I was the only student. And so we went through this beautiful exercise where I learned how to tap into my intuition through painting. And at the end of the exercise, she said, I'm going to give you a word, and your word is brave. And I started to cry. And I said, but I'm not brave. And she said, yes, you are. You've come here by yourself. You're trying to speak Spanish. You are doing great things. And I had told her that I was thinking about quitting my job. And she's like, you're brave enough to do this. Good things will happen. And that word changed my life. Like, I embraced that word that she gave me, and I decided from that point on I was going to live a life that was more brave, because it's inside of all of us. And she was right. The bravery inside of us is innate. We're born with it. And what we actually allow to have happen is we allow fear to be a lot louder than bravery. And so we get stuck and we don't move forward because it's comfortable to stay where we are, what we know. So what bravery does is it pushes us past our comfort zone, pushes the boundaries so we can find a new level of comfort, and then it pushes us again. So when I wrote this chapter, I thought about that intuitive painting coach. In fact, the mission in my business is to help women harness their bravery to go after the life that they desire, because I know that fear gets in the way. I know that it's scary. I know that it's hard to be brave, but I do have three tangible tips that you can have, three tangible tips to help you be more brave. And this is on page 84 in the book if you are following along. And the first one, and it's probably the most important one, is to reframe your limiting or fear-based beliefs. Because our limiting beliefs, our fear-based beliefs, are lying to us. They're keeping us from moving forward. So for an example, you can look at page 87, where I have two columns, and this is an exercise that you can do at home with a piece of paper. On one side, you have your limiting beliefs or fear that keeps coming up, and on the other side, you can ask, is that actually true? And then you can say what the truth actually is. And sometimes it is the truth, and sometimes you have to work through that. But most of the time, it's just fear keeping you from moving forward. So I have an example on page 87 for fear-based thoughts. I can't seem to find time to go after what I really want. I hear this a lot with my clients. I did it to myself. I don't have enough time. I'm so busy. Like, this is a very famous excuse. So then you ask yourself, well, is that the truth? I don't have any time. I'm too busy to go after what I really want. And so then on the column, an example could be, this is actually important to me, and I will spend some time tomorrow morning doing research instead of looking at my phone to help me move closer to my goal. That's just an example. Maybe the reason why you're so busy is you're glorifying being busy, and all of these little tiny things are keeping you from the thing that you actually want to be doing. You're not prioritizing what's actually important to you. Another example that I hear often is, I can't start my business because I don't know where to begin, and what I want to do has been done before. Yeah, of course. There's 17,000 life coaches. I could have used that excuse for myself. There's tons of photographers, there's tons of painters, there's tons of tax preparers. But the truth is, and this is just an example, I am capable of learning new things and will learn how to start my business. People need what I have to offer, and my perspective is valuable. There's only one you. You have a voice, and your audience will find you. We need you. So of course there might be tons of people doing what you want to do, but the truth is, yes, that's true, but you have a unique voice. So play around with your fear-based thoughts, write them down, and then challenge them on the other side. And then the next thing is, once you do that challenge, you got to create an action plan, because even if it's a teeny tiny baby step, action will push you past the fear and into bravery. So even if it's just, I'm going to do this exercise about my fear-based thoughts, that's action. And then from there, you can say, okay, what can I do from this list to move forward? And maybe it's, I'm going to erase the apps on my phone where I waste my time. Or maybe it's, I'm going to schedule time tomorrow morning to work on whatever it is you need to work on. Because I believe if you don't schedule it, it's not real. I have a color-coded Google Calendar, and I make sure that the things that are very important to me are on there, so my time is blocked. And when my phone tells me I have to do something in 10 minutes, I am 95% going to show up for that. And then embrace ambiguity. That's the third thing. So when we're being brave, we're saying yes to adventure in life. And adventure doesn't have to be whitewater rafting. It could be, I don't know what's next. I don't know what this business is going to look like. I don't know what my relationship's going to be. I don't know what motherhood's going to look like. I don't know what the new city's going to be. Embrace it. It's okay to not know. It's an adventure. If you knew every single twist and turn in your life, that would be pretty boring. So embrace the ambiguity. Be okay with not knowing what's next, and dive in anyway, because I promise you, the path will show itself to you. And when you're supposed to know the information, it will be revealed and you will have your mind blown. So I hope these 3 tips, reframe limiting beliefs and fear-based thoughts, create an action plan, and act within 24 hours of that plan. Let's add that, and then embrace ambiguity. I hope this helps you. So if there's something that you want to do and you've just been a little bit too afraid or unsure of how to do it, that you can take these steps, tackle those fears, create an action plan, embrace ambiguity, and move forward. And when I'll close this chapter, this call, with a quote that I chose for this chapter, and it's from Jane Austen in Pride and Prejudice, and it says, "There is a stubbornness about me that never can bear to be frightened at the will of others. My courage always rises at every attempt to intimidate me." When you are feeling fear, let your courage rise. You are brave. I promise you it's inside of you. You just have to tap into it, harness it, and go after what you really want. So my challenge to you today is to tell us in the comments something that you've done to be brave in life, because I promise you there's something that you've done where you've been brave. And if you want, you can share something, a struggle where you know you need to harness your bravery and you need some support around it, because we have a community of brave women here and we just want to hold each other accountable, inspire each other, and lift each other up. I hope you're having a beautiful day and that today becomes a little more brave for you. Thanks guys for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.